Hi, everybody.
Hello.
Yep. I have to remember how to turn on the closed caption.
I can do this. Did you get a pop-up?
Yeah. Here we go. Enable. Thank you.
Yep. I didn't know I could even do that, so we both learned something.
That's awesome. Sweet. Hello. Hello. I think, is it just the four of us tonight? It is. Okay.
Well, who else would?
I don't know. We have another one on Tuesday and we're inviting a handful of people. So I wanted to make sure.
Good point.
All right. Well, should we start?
Did you already do the host thing, Eileen?
Yeah, is that okay?
Yeah, that's fine. I just want to make sure it was done.
And subtitles, transcript, live transcript is on. Daniela, me, Benny, Lindsay, we're all here for the Pride Subcommittee. Should we do a recap from the Pride flag raising first?
Yeah, I was thinking about that. We could do any plus deltas.
Yeah. I have it on my plate to send a little something to Vanessa Shukis, so I will do that. I know that she's traveling right now, so I'm gonna kind of wait until she gets back, and then I will send her a little something from all of us as a thank you. It's good. I heard some great things. Do we need to send like a follow-up press release or something to the item now that it's over? Is there anything like that we have to do?
I was thinking about sending one that's like a combo follow-up and also like advertising the next upcoming events. I had meant to do that earlier this week, but I haven't done it yet. So hopefully this weekend I can get it out there.
Cool, thank you.
Yeah, I just wish we had like a solid photo of like the flag flying, but we could always get that later on. Like if anyone's driving by and you're like, oh, it's wind, it's just so, it happens to be windy and it's blowing, because it's just like to get the library in there. Because if you just get the flag in the sky, it's like that could be, you could have just gotten that anywhere. But there's an album on Facebook. I'm uploading a few things more to it from my other phone, because I was taking videos with both phones. One is my work phone that has way better quality, and one was attached to Facebook, which is how we got like all the live video feed. So if for any reason, Benny, you download it from Facebook and the resolution's just not great, just let me know. And I'll just forward you the high resolution photos.
Cool.
Are we gonna ignore how fantastic your shirt is, that it says I love life in Wakefield? Are we gonna ignore how great that is? Because it's great.
My aunt gave me this when we moved into town.
That's awesome.
It was like this in a little gingerbread dish from Gingerbread Company.
Oh yeah.
That was my housewarming gift from her.
I love that. Okay. Cool.
Yeah, I thought it was great though. I thought it went well. You know, it was sort of like comical, the whole problem with the flag, but you know.
It was very drag. I loved that. It was just like stupid and ridiculous. And it was just like, yes, please. And like your commentary as you just kept the show running, the two of you, you'd like turn around and it was just like, you know what? It works. It works. Like it made it enjoyable. It was fine.
I'm glad that it was that event and not Juneteenth. Now, hopefully we will have it, you know, the kinks worked out or whatever. Lessons learned. But yeah, I thought it was fun. I thought the singing added like such a great like dimension. I love that. Great idea. Thank you, Eileen.
She was great. She's wonderful. Now we know that like there are heavier quality flags, right?
Mm-hmm.
I have
Lindsay?
something unrelated, well, sort of related, but not related, I guess. In relation to like photos, I apologize for not being able to be there for the flag raising, and I might have to turn off my video for some of this, just for some work stuff. But I frequently, maybe this might be helpful for the concert at least. I frequently walk. I mean, I live near downtown, so I like regularly take pictures of the church and the flag because I think it's really pretty. And the one at the church, and they often have these cool quotes as well. So I have one from like last week. I have one from a few. I take them like almost once a week. So in terms of like if we're doing anything at that particular venue, I have lots of pictures of the flag because I think it looks really cool with all the signs, and it's a really pretty church. So I can make more of an effort to go down to the library a little further and take some pictures too and get them to people if you want. I'm there all the time, so I'll try to pick a nice clear day at the library. But I have like a bunch of the church, so if you ever need those with the flag, I have a lot of those. I try to catch it when it's waving. It's really pretty. So thanks all. And if I have to shut off my video, I'm very sorry, but I'm listening.
That's fine.
I like your shirt too, Danielle.
Anything that we would do differently for next year?
Maybe the town in general could get like a little bit better about putting all events that are happening on one community calendar. Like I don't think if we went on the website, it said everything that was going on. And then even in the community Facebook groups, like people were like, what is going on? And it was like, what wasn't going on was the question to ask. And people's answer to that was, well, just subscribe to the daily item because things are posted here. And it's like, not everyone is going to do that. It's also not a calendar. It's a newspaper. It's not like a one-stop shop, and people will post potentially like the day before, whereas we took weeks to plan this. So we need to know well in advance. I think this is some sort of suggestion. This is definitely an area of improvement that the town could work on. I don't know if every committee is aware that how to submit events or that we should, but I don't know like who to even suggest that to, like if we can start, not we, because it's not really our place, but like if there could be an initiative started where there's like one solid event around Wakefield calendar that actually like is really existing, because I think it's functional, it's happening, but not everyone uses it. And I think that's not intentional. I think it's because they don't know to. So if that standard is set, say like the school committee or like any of the boards, if like someone says something to everyone in all the boards, then I think that might help. I'm not sure what other groups were there that wouldn't be a town body that we could have even known about.
Well, I think one thing that we can do, if prom is around this time, or maybe just in general for other events, to check the school calendar. Because does the school department have one unified calendar, or is it like every school has its own calendar going on? I don't actually even know.
I think it's both.
Because I bet you we could have looked and found out that prom was that night, like ahead of time.
Well, we knew prom was ahead of time. What I don't think I knew about was like the promenade.
That's true. Yeah, exactly.
And
that was, but now we know.
The truth is, I'm not sure, Danielle, I agree with you, but I don't know that like, because of even what we're experiencing, I'm not sure we could get every town entity to add to a calendar, even though it would be great and much more helpful. But I also think that not everyone looks at the same stuff. Cause like I was showing this, like I was walking downtown and I saw our stuff in the center of town, which was super exciting. So I took a picture of all of our signs, and whoever put these in that big plastic thing in downtown, again, like people see that. My dad actually saw that, and he doesn't even live in Wakefield, and he called me to tell me he saw that. So people do see the physical things and different methods of communication. I agree that a central calendar would be like great, but I don't think it's realistic, where for the same reasons that, we don't even sometimes put things on calendars, getting, 18 different, entities to do that. Although going around the school calendar is a very good idea, because that's where a lot of our population and their children are going to go on those nights. So any one of those things could be good. That's all I've got. Thanks.
I just looked at the calendars for oh, you know what? We should, probably look at the calendar for Wakefield, Mass. That'll be
Wakefield,
helpful.
Delaware.
Yeah. I was like, that's so weird. We're not the wolf pack. It's like, huh, I wonder why.
Yeah, you had a good point, Eileen, that like we knew it was prom. Some of us didn't know that there was like a full buses and promenade and there would be like a parking struggle.
Yeah. And now we know though, because apparently this is a thing they do every year, except
They do it every year. I was just gonna say that because I live on that street. Yeah. You cannot get into the center of town on that day. People walk they park in our driveway to walk down to that. It's something because they do it every single year. So I did not know it was on that day because I don't have kids that go to prom, but it is a thing and people walk from miles to get to that thing. So yes, we should probably look at that for next year for sure. Sorry, I forgot about that too.
Now we know. It's tough though, because it's like, are we going to be the people on the Pride Committee next year? Like, no, maybe not. You know, who knows?
No, but we'll still be in the committee when it forms. So we could just probably say, by the way, maybe not June 1st, check out May 31st.
Or whatever. Like, it depends on what day prom is. Like, we can, like, I don't know if prom is always on the 1st or what, I don't know. Anyway, right. But yes, lessons learned. We can share that forward.
What's funny is, so I did find their website and I don't actually see prom on here.
Yeah, see, useless.
Useless.
I mean, that's where our student committee person, the youth council and student committee could probably help us to maybe just like standardizing within the HRC. If we're going to be planning an event, we mention the date to our group and then like the broader group. And just say, anyone know of anything big happening that day? Just in case it's not on a calendar that we can see.
This year might have been different as well because of COVID. We don't know if they rescheduled something. It does seem like a strange day to do it. I think in the past, it's typically not been on Wednesdays. So I'm not really sure if this was rescheduled for something. I don't remember it ever being on a Wednesday before in the past, to the best of my memory. So it could have just been kind of a fluke for this year that we didn't know in advance, or that they didn't, or it's not on the calendar.
And I think we have typically done the flag raising on the 1st of June. And I don't think we've coincided with prom before. So who knows?
It all worked out.
Yeah, it worked out. It was good.
We had we still had a really good turnout, all things considered. Like parking was a little bit of a PETA, but other than that, it was good to see people, lots of young people. It was all good stuff.
Fantastic outcome with all the state representatives and the senator and all of our council members. They were so supportive, and it was just in addition to the library committee, the school committee, that we had all that support. The representation definitely mattered, and it sets a good message. And I think it in itself combats like the negative comments that may have come on Facebook, which you may have noticed.
Well, one thing is that our page is set up not to allow people to comment, I believe.
Oh, there are comments.
Really? Because I saw one, I got a message about a comment and I was like, ah, crap. And then when I went on Facebook as like, not as my HRC login, but as like my personal login, it was not there. So I think it's like moderated in a way that it won't go, or maybe I totally made that up.
It also could have been reported, so it was hidden temporarily.
Oh, maybe. Yeah.
They weren't fantastic, so. But let's check on that maybe in like a week or two's time and see like if it shows back up.
Yeah.
Can I just say, Daniela, I am like so impressed by how many profiles you are posting on this Facebook page. Like this could be just like your full-time job. I'm like, what? Damn girl, there's another one. Like every single day you're like posting one or two. Like really, it's so impressive. I don't know how you're doing it.
There's a publisher tool. So I work for like several hours and I book like a bunch, but I did today, even though this is publicly recorded, whatever. Today I didn't have that much work to do at work. So I spent like 5 or so hours, and I did research and drafting up like Juneteenth posts. So we have like for Pride Month, yada, yada, yada. For the whole week leading up to Juneteenth, we have like Juneteenth posts. So we have Pride at 10 a.m. We have Juneteenth at 7 p.m., which is when our followers are most active online. I didn't know if anyone was planning on doing a Juneteenth, but I was like, I don't know. It's just Benny and I on social media, so we're probably safe.
Do it.
And then on Juneteenth itself, we have a soundtrack. So like every few hours on Juneteenth itself, it's like a song and like a little bit of a meaning, and then it continues to Monday morning, because I was like, just one more.
That's awesome.
Yeah,
I don't go
that
on
was even a
Facebook,
thing.
but like I'm like freakishly impressed by this. By the way, like, can I hire you to do this for my business? Like, I don't go on Facebook, so I'm like a good example of one of those people who would look at those flyers, even though I don't look like I'd be a person who doesn't do this. Daniela, this is awesome. By the way, like this is amazing. I will look at this more because of you. You did a great job and continue to. So thank you for that. This is fantastic. Thanks. This looks great. I love. You can comment on this page, by the way. I'm on my personal account on Facebook.
Okay.
You can comment on I am on the Wakefield Human Rights page through my which I never go on. So this is like weird, and people will be mad at me for appearing, I guess, after 10 years. But you can comment on the post. Daniela's right. I could have if I wanted to, but obviously not going to do that.
Right,
So,
but it might be, maybe I'm confused with my work account. Maybe that's what's happening.
I'm not a moderator because it's only my first and middle name on Facebook, so no one even knows who I am. So it's clear you can post that.
I know. I'm just saying there is a setting on Facebook where you can post a comment, but it actually does not become public until the page administrator approves it. And I was thinking that was the setting for us, but maybe I'm confused. I think I'm confusing us with my work Facebook account.
Oh, no. Yeah, no, that's it. That's what that check mark means. I thought it meant like, yeah, no, I saw it. Shoot. Well, that was fun. I went back and like there was stuff from like years ago, and I was like, oh, I'm just gonna say, yeah, I've seen all of this. Oh my God. Okay. Well, good to know. But I think also, Benny, you are right in the sense that people can't post to the page. You can't post.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah. Maybe that's what I'm thinking of. Anyway.
I now see, I hadn't seen the negative comment, but now I see it. And it doesn't matter because we've had lots of really positive comments. So everyone can have their own opinion, but I thought it was fantastic and so great. It was downtown. It was just all good stuff.
Yeah, I thought it was great. I had a great time.
Good.
Congratulations, everybody.
Yay, one down.
2 to go. So the concert. I think things are swimming along. Do you want to talk about the tables, Danielle? I feel like that's the big logistical piece that's still happening.
So I can send another, because I heard back from one more person, and updated. It's like a Pride concert and panel info sheet. So we need 3 tables and 6 chairs, 2 for each table. We have one group that is, bringing their own table and chairs, and that's Boston Dyke March. So that is good there. If it rains, that's when we could contact Molly Rose Walter, who selling was a deal breaker for her. So if it's indoors, then we have like another person. And I'm still waiting to hear from Gay for Good. It's possible that all the commissioners are busy, but for right now, 3 tables, 6 chairs. I'm not going to be able to be there on the 19th, but if needed, my husband can drop off. We have at least 2 tables. One's like the 8-footers, and one's like maybe a 4x4 card table. and chairs. Are we getting chairs from the church?
Yeah, I think we can get chairs from the church and possibly tables if we need them. I also have 2 tables, the exact same one that you have, Eileen, that you brought to the flag raising. I have 2 of those. So they're not 8-footers. They're like 4x2 or something.
That might be more fair instead of us giving someone like this massive table, because they may not have that much stuff to.
They can also split it. You can do double.
That's true.
But yeah, so I think we can bring, so we'll need the 3 tables and 6 chairs. Does that include a table for the HRC, or is that just for the guest?
That's just for the guests. And there's a 4th table that's going to be brought in case we're trying to fit it all under a tent, but we're going to be under shade, right? I mean, there's like so much trees around the bandstand that I was like, I don't know if we're going to need a tent.
I can't remember where there's trees. Let me look at it.
It's been overcast every time I'm like checking it out, so it's not helpful.
Well,
you can take my tent if you want.
yeah, I think we should. Well, we're definitely going to need a tent. I told Cece that we would have a tent for her to perform under.
Mm-hmm.
So we can either use yours or we can use Jeremy's is a little bit bigger, which might be good. It's a 12x12. So I think that could be good for the performance like space, just to have whatever the biggest size tent we have. Hold on, I'm gonna look at Google Maps satellite view to see if there's trees. And so that'll be good. We can bring the tables. I think I offered to Cece to help like transport things from her car to the thing, because it's just kind of, you just have to park next to the church and like walk over basically. And she's gonna have like a cart with like speakers and a PA system, and so I thought that it would be good for us to be able to help her out. There are some trees not immediately next to the bandstand, but slightly nearby. So I figure if Cece set up next to the bandstand, because that's where the electricity is, and then there's like a little bit of a buffer space for where there's the crowd is, and then maybe the tables can be under the tree.
Okay.
Could work. Cool. Well, so it sounds like we're going to have enough tables, and we can get chairs from the church if we need them. I have 4 folding chairs I can bring. We can get more from wherever, from the church.
Do you have enough hands to help you, since Eileen and I aren't going to be there? Do you have others that have already volunteered to help?
Not officially. I can make my husband help.
Always. Yeah, I'm trying to get the sense to them that arrive between 12:15 and 12:45 to set up, meaning like help us if we need it, but it's also like to their benefit to have the table looking however they want,
ready
with a 15-minute buffer before the concert even starts. So I just don't want to leave you hanging dry.
Yeah.
I'm going to ask the committee, like the rest of the people, see if they're available.
Yeah, it's not a bad idea. If we could get another person, because it would be good to have someone else there, because someone will have to be at the table, which I'm happy to do. But then also probably someone will have to be like doing stuff. Like,
yeah.
I know Sherry will be there taking pictures.
Mm-hmm.
I rearranged my work schedule a little bit so I can be there for probably like the tail end of it, and like I can just walk there, so I can maybe help with if anyone needs to like help breaking things down or bringing things out to the car or anything, or like taking apart tables and stuff. I'll be working until literally at least 1:30, but I can come down right after and help with that aspect if that's helpful.
Yeah,
I probably wouldn't be able to be too helpful with the table thing just because I don't know when I can get there, but I can definitely help with the packing up and moving stuff after that.
Yeah, that sounds good.
That's helpful.
But yeah, Eileen, I think if you reach out to the commission and just say like, is there anyone who is planning to come to this event / could you please come if you're available, so that we have like one more commissioner on hand.
I'll do it right now, actually.
And as for the ASL interpreter, did you already secure a confirmation, like we've reserved them?
Oh yeah, we've reserved them. It's going, and I believe that they are in contact with Cece about the music. Like they got the music from her and are preparing and stuff.
And can the invoice be split per person?
I think it will be, yeah. I got one invoice, but the interpreter who sent it to me was like, and then just like repeat for the other interpreter, like it'll just be the same for the other interpreter. So
okay, I'm not sure what you have already paid for this year, Benny, but you shouldn't pay for all of it, because if an HRC member pays for over $100 of HRC things and gets reimbursed, you actually don't get all your money back, because after $600, the town has to report it to the IRS for tax. Under $600, it's still reported, but you don't get taxed on it. Yeah. So it's kind of like lame how it works out, because like we're volunteers and we have to pay money out of our own pockets to then wait to be reimbursed by the town to then like potentially be taxed on it. So we all kind of need to divvy that responsibility up. And I'm just hoping that for interpreters, we can establish a relationship where it's not going to be so expensive. Like the ones from my work, like they're $60. And so it's $120 per event, which is going to be completely different than if we have more than say 6 presenters or people speaking and like the concert music. So yeah, it's hard to average that out unless we know it.
Oh, I'm sorry. From a tax standpoint, like wouldn't this be like for the town considered, volunteering or fundraising, or volunteering at the very least, because we're providing a service for the town? I would think that would be a tax deduction for the town specifically, where we're providing a service for humans who exist in the town that they'd benefit from. I'm not sure if that, like, I don't know if that's helpful, but I mean, for my business, if I were to do something like that, like to provide like additional services that, weren't like, we're not benefiting from, this is helping everyone in the town and diversity and inclusion. I'm not sure what that would fall under, but it might be worth talking to an accountant about the tax piece, because that might be something that might be not an issue, I guess. I don't really know. I'm not good with that stuff, but I figured it's worth throwing it out there.
Yeah, I already talked to Sherry about it today, and I was making the argument, like, if we spend over 600, then we're getting taxed. And she just was like, not one person is going to be spending that. It's like, well, they might. So I didn't.
Especially if you make us pay for our own interpreter services. Like, it's because of them that we're paying for this fee.
Exactly. So I think that's why I'm mentioning it now, is because Eileen, I don't know if you had your call with Steve yet, but if you didn't, if you could mention it, this is point in case why, 1, we need more money, but 2, like it's really sucky that we have to pay for things out of our pocket and get reimbursed, but then to like pay hundreds of dollars, then get taxed on it. Like, this isn't an appropriate thing to ask when it's like protected under the ADA. It also should be tax exempt. So there's 13 classes of being taxes exempt. 2 and 3, we might be covered under just as a government entity, and that we're like a town body, but because we as individuals have to fill out the W-9 to the town, it may not be every single time the town pays us a check, may not be for the HRC. So it doesn't really work. So we do kind of need to figure out how this is going to go working forward, because right now we're going to have to get to the point where Benny right now may or may not even be able to pay for one, let alone both. Yeah. She definitely can't pay for both, because otherwise she's going to get taxed.
Yeah, I've already been reimbursed by the town for like over $100 worth of stuff this year. And I haven't done it yet, but I was about to pay for the Juneteenth thing, which is $300.
Yep. That's why I don't think you can even do one.
Yeah, that's like close to $400.
Can I do this like through my business? Because I have a separate tax ID through my business. Like I'm a sole proprietor of my business. Can that be a way to do this? Because again, I am an individual, but I also have a separate tax ID number for my business. So I don't know if that's helpful, but I can do that.
Yeah, there's something on the form where you could put that, but No, that
Like,
blurs
it's not
the
my
line.
personal tax ID. It's an actual, like, my business is attached to a tax ID that I pay taxes for from my business, which,
Right, but
again,
I'm
like I
saying,
said, things like this would be a tax exempt expense
wouldn't
because
it
of
be
the
the
ADA and things
same,
like that.
Lindsay, wouldn't it be the same? Because like your business still has to pay taxes on its income. So this
Yes,
is,
but
the problem is
again,
that
like
this is
the
considered
service,
income.
Yeah, but there's a tax exempt. Like
right?
you
It's
can,
tax exempt because it's a service that you're providing like to others. Like, like I'm not making money off of it, so it's not income because I'm not actually making money. It's providing a service to a population that's in need of the service. So if I'm not making money off of it, it's not income. It's reimbursed money essentially, but it's a wash because it's tax exempt because, again, it's a service provided to the greater community. I do not benefit personally from it, nor would I benefit financially from it personally. It would just be a way to, I guess, that I pay taxes up for my business in general, but I often do donations, fundraising, like that is tax exempt through my business, and for mental health, diversity, things that support my specific business, which this falls under that category, in my opinion. So I could easily do that with a different tax ID than my personal social, because that's, let me know about that, because that's easy to do. It's a different checking account as well, different accounts entirely than my personal accounts. They're not the same, nor do they have the same address.
Right. Could we,
different entities.
Could we just ask Steve Mayo if we could just submit invoices directly to the town and the town pays it themselves?
yeah, we could ask that.
Solve it.
I mean, it would solve an issue in general if, like for the Juneteenth Association, for interpreters, I'm not sure if there's anything else that we have that we get invoiced for, but if we could send invoices to the town, then that would be great. But Sherry, I believe, our Sherry Oken was saying that, I thought in the email chain, that people have to pay. Like that's why the Juneteenth invoice, it was like last year we already checked this and we had to pay. There was no way that the town could just write up a check and it come out of our account.
Let's just ask again.
Okay. Yeah.
I mean, and it could very well have been like, you guys pay it up front because it's easier and faster, and yeah, just go do it. But maybe now there's a chance for us to say out loud, like, look, we're like $600 is a lot to ask for a volunteer member to dole out. And so I did send Steve a message. He was on vacation. I haven't heard back from him. So why don't I just follow up and see if he's got some time.
Okay, that sounds good. I don't know if it might help putting Sherry and CC. When I was an assistant, I didn't like it when he scheduled meetings without my knowing, because I controlled the calendar. I don't know if she does the same.
Wait a minute, what happened? I missed it.
I don't know if it might be helpful to CC Sherry, because when I was an assistant, I didn't like it when my guy tried to work with his calendar, because I managed it. So it was like,
I get what you're saying. I don't know who his assistant is. Do you mean Sherry Dalton?
Yeah, isn't she?
Oh, okay. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, happy to. That's my whole job. I manage all of the assistants at a law firm. So when you started to say that, I was like, yeah, you're right. You're 1,000% correct. And I should know better. Okay.
We're gonna be not at a deficit, but mediocrely low on Pride stuff. But I think we have plenty of stuff for our table for this event. I don't believe we're putting out Pride stuff for Juneteenth, correct? We're just going to be putting like maybe the flyer for the next event. Yeah. So for future events, if we want some sort of stock, we may want to.
Are we out of stuff? Like, I wasn't at the flag raising event, but what do we have left, I guess, or what do we not have or need, I guess? I don't know what's left.
We have stuff. It was just like, it was a popular table. But we definitely have flags left over, pins, stickers, bubbles. All the bracelets were gone. And
we have stuff.
What was popular? Graceless sounds like what was popular. That would be good information to know for the future, actually, and for marketing or advertising stuff for anything, Pride, Juneteenth, literally anything. So what was popular? We should know that.
Pins were popular, very popular. Stickers. There were lollipops. People liked the lollipops. Someone did ask me what was in the lollipops, and I was like, sugar. I don't know that they're gluten-free or there's any red A, like red number 8 or whatever it was. I was like, I don't know, don't die. And I have to think about the stuff that came home with me, because the 13-year-old definitely had a pack of people with him, and there were definitely some people. I was like, where did this come from? The flags were super popular. Maybe that's it. The pens.
Okay.
It was like everything.
Yeah, everything.
So, I don't know. In terms of resources, Benny, I know you'd asked me about that. I at my office and here, actually, because of COVID, I have a lot of similar things to the things that I think Eileen has. I have a lot of things like that. So if you ever need more of that, please let me know. And those are all public. That's all public information. So there may be more Pride related donations. I'll have to double check on that when I go to the office and see what that looks like. But it's good to know what works and what doesn't work, just for pulling people in kind of thing, because people like stuff and stuff draws people. Those pens have our name on it. Yay. So maybe we can get some more stuff with our name on it, or our logo or something else, because it's not incredibly expensive to do that, and it's pretty easy, and sometimes you can do it from home.
Yeah.
Good to know.
I would say if Steve can tell us for sure whether or not we're allowed to do this, people were asking how much they were. Yep. And so if there was a chance for us to do like little Pride goodie bags, and it was like $2 or $1 or like whatever.
I was actually thinking about that with the box, because I got some of these the bags that with like the Twizzlers in them and the stickers. So I was putting together like little things, but because I'm only one person, and I was doing them actually with clients during sessions, which they loved remotely. We were doing them together remotely, celebrating Pride with all my clients making stickers. So I mean, things like that we could definitely do, and it would be much cheaper to buy them, and we'd make a lot more selling them even for $2 each for the amount that stuff like that actually costs, or that we could create from what we're doing. It's a great idea. Let me know. I'll help with that.
Okay, so I'm emailing Steve again, and Daniela, I'm going to add you onto this email with Sherry Dalton, and we can find some time next week. Cool. Okay.
Do you?
I have all that stuff in my garage, all the stuff that was left over. Actually, no, that's not true. Most of it is at the church. So Elizabeth was like, if you're not going to need this again until the next Pride event, you can just leave it here. So it's all in her office, and the stuff that's relevant for the Juneteenth event I have, but all the Pride stuff is at the church. So we'll be able to grab that on the day of.
Do you have a show flow for who's speaking? Like, are you going to be opening? Is anyone else going to be speaking at the concert?
I don't think anyone else is speaking at the concert. Like when I reached out to Maureen and stuff about, you know, do you want to speak at our events? I don't think anyone, that day is a little tough. So I think not that many people are available. So my plan was to give kind of a welcoming. Cece was going to do kind of the emceeing basically, but there's not like a lot of emceeing to do because I don't think there's anybody else speaking, but I think that she was going to introduce the songs, you know, and herself, and I don't know, whatever, talk in between things if necessary.
And her music's going to be live for an hour. Is she able to play for an hour after that, since our event's going to linger on and people might be showing up late?
What do you mean?
Like, she's performing for 1 hour, right?
Yeah.
But our event is from 1 to 3. So would she be able to play her own music, or on her sound system, like just like a soundtrack of sorts from 2 to 3?
Oh, I see what you're saying. Oh, maybe. Yeah, I don't know. I can ask her.
Okay. Just because
the other thing we could do, maybe is just to like put together a playlist of like, I don't know, queer songs to have on, just like so that it's a little bit, you know, a little bit of atmosphere happening while people are hanging out and going to the tables and I don't know, doing whatever they're doing.
Yeah.
Okay, good idea. Playlist. Wait, where's my list here?
That's all that I can think of for the concert.
The only other thing is, so we had talked about this last time, but I don't know that we came to a conclusion. Do you think it's worth trying to record it? Like trying to see, because I didn't reach out to Sherry. Like, should I say to Sherry, like, are you willing to film this thing? Or should we just like not worry about recording?
I think if a few videos were taken for our site, where in the frame you catch the interpreters and then behind CC, that'd be good. A couple of videos seeing like a panel sort of looking to see like the different vendors or the vibe. We can have that versus I think trying to capture the whole concert would be a little bit hard just because of the way, like if it's too windy, the sound's not gonna be picking it up right. Without WCAT there, it's just, it's a lot, I think, on one person, but getting a few different types of videos for us to just sort of have some highlight and we can upload that online. I think that would suffice. And then maybe next year we can try to record it.
Yeah, they were, I think it's just like a tough day. They weren't available to do anything. So hopefully we can have them present for other events. Cool. And Daniela, do you want to give I know that you've copied me on the emails to the different organizations that are coming to table, but in some email, would you share my cell phone number with them? Because if on the day of they need to get a hold of someone, like they're driving over and they don't know where to park or some kind of thing happens, like they can call me, text me.
Yeah, I'll write that down.
Cool.
Where should I tell them to park?
I think okay, I could be wrong about this, but you know, there's that parking over by like at sort of the end of Church Street as it's turning into a parking lot, basically, right next to the Congregational Church. Isn't that like a place where people can park? Lindsay,
I don't know.
I have no idea what you're trying to say right now.
Sorry. Like I said, I'm working and other things. So the church, there's street parking, obviously, but I think you can pull in, if you pull like Crescent Street branches off on Eaton Street and then continue. Crescent Street's the one that you're talking about. That's that first right where the church is. Like the church is there and then there's a street. I think you can get in through that street, but I also think there's a small driveway to the right of the church. Like
I'm talking about the Congregational Church.
Oh, the big one?
Yeah, the big stone church.
Oh, there's a parking lot right over there. Yeah. Next to the left of the gazebo, you can drive in there. There's a parking lot on the left of the church, and there's a large amount of parking on the right. And if you go around to the left, that's all public parking in front of the playground as well. So that's accessible through just like, what is that street next to?
It's Church Street.
Yeah, Church Street. You can just pull right in. It's right over there. So there's plenty of parking, not plenty, but there's a good amount of parking there. There's plenty of street parking on those side streets as well, like Lafayette Street, Albion, Crescent, streets like that. So there should be plenty of parking.
I would suggest though, it's going to be Sunday at 1 o'clock. And so I might say, have them drop their stuff off and go park at Town Hall, which is like right around the corner. There's a big parking lot there. That might be safer. I don't know. What do you think?
Yeah, that was my other question is so it turns out that the UU church takes the summer off. So like they just don't have church over the summer. I don't know if that's true for other churches, but if the congregational church is in session, then probably
they're two separate parking lots. When you drive into the parking lot, they're two separate lots. Like you can take a left into a separate church parking lot that they often like cordon off for like for churchgoers, and then the public parking lot is to the right where they have that row of parking. And then if you take a left, there's even more parking near like the playground. Like I said, like there's tons of street parking on Lafayette Street or behind Town Hall or any of those side streets, but you can park publicly behind the church, just not the church is a separate area that they sort of section off that you can't park by default. So there's plenty of like public parking for the park and stuff, even next to the church and behind it.
Good to know.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's a good idea. We can, for the people who are coming with their tables, we can, or not with their tables, but coming to table, we can suggest both that parking area next to the congregational church and also the parking lot at Town Hall.
Okay.
Close by, plenty of parking. Cool. All right. What about for the panel? Any info that we need to talk about?
Yeah.
Well, sorry, did you want to go?
No, you go.
So we have 5 confirmed panelists, and we will have an intro video call, 25 minutes, probably, maybe it'll last the full hour with the panelists on Tuesday, the 14th. They can tell each a bit about themselves. We're going to share the format of the panel and give a camera guidance, like good lighting, microphone, closed doors, no distractions, so forth. We're hoping that Amy's going to be able to be on the line. She was on vacation this week, so she's probably going to get the invite coming back into work. And then we're going to resend out the list of questions, have them write what they're comfortable answering. And if different, like if they suggest any questions, then we'll send a final list of questions with the timed show flow. And then I'm thinking maybe 30 minutes before the panel, we can have a tech run. It is happening on the 28th, I believe, between 6 and 7. So, we will need a flyer for that. We'll need to put that on Facebook as an event. I was trying to make the flyer earlier today, and then I realized like there's nowhere for me to direct people. It's like, go to our site and figure it out. I don't know. So, and I also didn't want to put like a massive Zoom link on there. It's not going to be pretty. So I don't really know. I'm just going to wait for Amy on that one. At least we've sort of like planted the seeds that the panel's happening, but we do have this sheet with all this information, with everyone's contact information. So I even have the vendors or guests that couldn't make the concert, but for next year. And so we have Fran, for example, isn't going to be able to be a panelist this year, but we have their information for next year. So we will be able to download something onto the next Pride subcommittee if it is not any of us.
Yeah, I don't know that we need their answers back, Daniela. Like, I think we can share are you saying like we send them the questions, which they already got, but we want their answers back in writing?
No, we want
to
know like who would be comfortable answering what, because
got it. Yeah.
We don't want to ask every question to all 5 people, because then we won't actually get through it. Right. But if people are up for quickly answering, it might inspire other questions that are more of a deeper level. But with my moderation experience, I can also do that on the fly. They mentioned something and I could be like, oh, can you speak to that? Because like maybe not everyone will know what that means.
Yeah, so that's totally fine. I thought you were asking for them to reply with their answers, and I was like, let's not give them more work if we don't have to. Yeah. And then when we did it with the IWD, even Maureen, like right before the call, was like, you tell me what you want to answer, you tell me what you want to answer, you know what I mean? And we could even do that on Tuesday if you want. So, you know, who wants to answer 1 and 2, who wants to answer blah, blah, blah. Yeah. That way you can totally get what you need.
And then I can send them a show flow.
Yeah, totally. And then I got, I sent the agenda. I got the link for Tuesday. I just needed some time to send it out. So I'll get that out tonight so that everybody has it for Tuesday.
Cool.
Benny, do you want to attend that? It's on Tuesday at 3, and Lindsay, if you guys, I can send you the info, like I'll add you onto it, but don't feel like you have to. Daniela and I have been just running with it. Okay.
Yeah, you can include me. I think, I'm not sure if I can be there, but send me the thing.
Okay, well, yeah, totally.
Yeah, it's during the workday. It's at 3:30.
Oh, no, I definitely can't.
Okay, middle of the day.
And the actual event is on the 28th, right?
Yeah.
Correct.
What time?
6 to 7.
What day of the week is this? Oh, Tuesday. Okay. Could you send me the link either way? Because Tuesdays are actually the one day I don't work, but usually a doctor appointment day. But send me anything for Tuesday. That'd be great. Thank you. If I can, I'll do it.
The flyer that you put together, though, Daniela, I thought it looked great. Can you send me?
Oh, the one that I had drafted.
Yeah, it looks cute. It looks good.
I was like, Benny put that together. I wasn't sure which flyer.
Who did it? It was you, right?
The panel one, yeah.
Okay, the panel. Yeah.
The tricky thing is that I wish we had a logo graphic that had a transparent background.
Oh. No, I was going to say, I think we do, but I think I don't.
Ask Yana. Yana might be able to do that. She's like really good with that stuff. I would email Yana and see if she can figure that out. She's very, very good with, I don't know. That's what I would do. See if she could do it.
I could have sworn, though, that we had this conversation last year. I don't know.
Because not every flyer I don't want to make every flyer have to have a white background. It's not like very eye-catching. I mean, it makes sense if we're going to print it, right? Because that's just a lot of ink. But it's digital.
Yeah.
Color wins.
Benny, do you think it's in that? Oh, wait. Did I find it? Is it in the email? I'll look around.
Okay. Cool.
Yeah.
Do we want interpreters for the panel? And if so, do we want to contact Deaf Inc., knowing that the price would be more within our range, or do we ask the people who are working the concert what their rates are for not concerts and like a virtual, because they obviously don't need to be physically present?
Mm-hmm.
I thought we said no because we have the transcript that runs on the bottom of the Zoom and closed caption through WCAT.
That's right. I forgot.
That's true. I agree with that.
Okay.
I think it's great that I love sign language. I think it's great that we're having interpreters for stuff. It's like my favorite thing. I love sign language and I know a lot of it. So even no matter what community that you're in, I think it's really awesome. So I think it's great that we're doing this. So I'm super excited. Yay!
Cool. That's all that I have for the panel.
Can I back up for 1 second? I realized that I had a question about something having to do with the Pride concert that I forgot to ask about, which is this will require recruiting some kind of volunteer, but I thought it would be fun to have face painting and people could have like some, I don't know, queer face paint, rainbows or whatever. But does anybody have an idea of who we could like wrangle as a person to like sit at our table and paint people's faces?
With COVID, is that like a great thing just at this moment? I'm not sure if that's like a thing, but like the temporary tattoo things, like I'm just not sure like if that, I don't know what people, is that indoor or outdoor, I guess, depending on the venue or with masks and things. I'm not sure if that we could do like hands and stuff. We could do like temporary tattoos and stuff like that, I guess, or like bandana and stuff like that. I don't know. Just a thought. Sorry. It's a good idea though. Like in life, I love that idea.
I think that's a good idea. Well, we don't have temporary tattoos, but or we could either get some temporary tattoos or we could do hands, like you're saying.
Eileen, we have, or I think we might have temporary tattoos. I could be wrong, but we might. I don't know. We could check maybe.
I feel like hands are dirtier than faces. Depends on who you are, I guess. They're both filthy, but like
can wear gloves. I feel like at least for like literally anything. I have plenty of gloves with like boxes of them. If you guys need that stuff too, please let me know. But a lot of things that we might need for that, I could probably help with in terms of like sanitation. So let me know. But yeah, the mask thing might be a problem with face stuff. That's my only thought, I guess.
Yeah, great point. Okay, a dream for another day.
I really like it though. Like I really want it to happen as much as like COVID is gross, but I just sent a message out to like some creative people to say, you know anybody that does face painting?
Yeah.
It could be like forehead painting.
Yeah.
With the little paintbrush on the end of a stick.
That's right. 6 feet away.
Yeah, it'll be like really expressionistic painting.
You know, it'd be a really fun event.
Spray paint? I'm just kidding, not spray paint.
But sort of like our own paint, like a follow paint class, like we
Yeah.
some pride canvas and everyone's painting the same thing, and it's just like an activity that people can get engaged in.
Yeah.
I think we should do, this is not pride related, but I think we should do an HRC pride paint night. Just all of us together, maybe with a glass of wine.
Lindsay is so into it.
Lindsay's totally into it. Lindsay's gonna lead it and it's gonna be fun.
Yeah, you'll teach us how to paint some stuff, Lindsay.
I mean, if we want at some point in time, I don't know if like all of us are going to be around for the parade, but I mean, I got a pool in the backyard.
You have a pool?
Yeah, that was the bonus when we bought the house. It was not a necessity. It was a nice to have.
I'm leaving town the day after the parade, and I think I'm not going to go because it's like too much shit. Anyway, whatever.
I've never gone, so I kind of want to see what this hype is about because I moved into town pandemic. So I really don't know.
Parade, is that what you're talking about?
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, I thought you were talking about the Pride Parade in Boston.
Oh, the Pride Parade? I'm so excited. Okay, yes. By the way, if anyone needs to park my street, let me know. We have plenty of space. It's right there. Any HRC only, by the way. Any of you guys, if you want to, just let me know. Only us.
This is a publicly recorded meeting. Everyone's gonna come and park in your house.
Did you share your address?
Luckily, they
Just
don't
kidding.
know
Don't
where
do
I
that,
live,
Lindsay.
and
Don't
there's
share your address.
Yeah.
No, not at all. That's not what's gonna happen. My last name's not on here. We're good.
Oh my god.
Yes.
Okay. So is there anything else? Oh, there's one more thing I wanted to say, which is I'm planning. So I got an email. I've been in communication with this person who's like connected to some deaf communities around here and gave her the flyer for the Pride concert and was like, hey, can you, because what she said was like, basically just have people put it in different like Facebook groups and stuff, like different social media groups where people learn, just like within the deaf community. So I gave her the flyer for her to send along to the different groups that she's in, which is great. But she also said, we should fly her around the lake. She was like, I know a lot of people who walk the lake, people who are in the deaf community. And so I have a aspiration to go do some flying around the lake this weekend, but I just don't know if I'm really going to be able to do very much. Does any of you actually walk the lake? Is that like part of your life? No, me neither.
I think about it often, but that's, like working out. I think about it, but
Yeah, me too. I think about it considering it's right there. I can do the parts like the end of my street. Like I could think about the rest of it. And if someone wants to join me on that journey, but part of that's not in Wakefield, by the way, like the part that's like gingerbread and all of that, that I think that's actually technically Reading. I don't really know what we do.
that's
Wakefield. I think we should everywhere. Oh, is it? Oh, wonderful.
That's where I live.
Where would we post them? Like where can like on post? Like where?
Yeah, can you put them on like
street? Like the guardrail? Like where exactly would we put them? Like
I was thinking like what do you call those
honeydew
lamp posts or whatever.
Telephone poles?
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about.
Like the ones with staples, like they put the lost cat signs, like those.
Yeah, that's basically.
Not the same thing, but yeah. I can help with the ones that are like there near the lake.
And some tape and
staplers. I brought with me to all those stores staplers, tape, and pins, and they didn't need any of it. So all those places were willing to just like tape stuff up. So like places will just do that for you. They just took them from me, most of them. So they don't want us to do that actually. So that's why I was wondering where we put them around the lake, because even when I was walking downtown, there's not many places for people to just hang things. Like businesses will take them from you and talk to you about it, but they won't, like, you can't physically staple them or tape them up, I guess. So I don't know where we put them. Poles. Yeah, probably could, right?
Anyway, I'm gonna try to do some of it this weekend. We'll see how far I get.
Okay, let us know. You can text us if you need any backup. I just got inspiration. What if not face paint, but nails?
Ooh.
So I have
nail people.
I mean, just have like some females who have experience with painting their own nails. They might be able to paint other people's nails. Be like, look, it's not going to be professional, but I can do rainbow nails. I mean, I know someone, but no one's going to do that for free. The nail technicians. I think that's just, there's a reason why.
Like paint nails though, like they don't have to be like professional. We can just grab some like, you know, pride colored nail polish and get some people who are willing, not even great at it. I mean, you just be willing to, or people can paint their own nails too if we just have it out. Like, hey, do you guys want to paint your nails pride colors? Yeah, like dollar store nail polish. We could probably just do that and have people if they want to, right? I mean, we could get like examples and have people there to like guide them, but they could do that. Danielle, those are awesome. By the way. Those are really
amazing.
Cool.
They are amazing. Let's see what we get for volunteers first before we sign people up for things.
Yeah.
Like the nail painting salon station. But yeah, let's see what we get for replies and then we can kind of go from there.
Okay.
Is that it?
I think so.
You got a whole bunch of takeaway stuff, right? Maybe not a whole bunch, actually. I will send the panel stuff, Daniela, tonight, so everybody will see that. Let's see if Amy can get us a link so that you can insert it into the flyer. Benny's gonna walk the lake. We're just gonna see Benny all by herself, just walking the lake. Sad. We'll just
thing.
We'll yell at you.
I'll come with you, Benny. Just like text me if it's like Sunday after whatever time I finish working. Just text me. Maybe I'll be there. Maybe I'll be here. I can help you. Text me. You have my number.
Yeah, I got your digits.
Like a month ago, I think I saw you running down by Ewell Field. Did you
Which one is Ewell? Oh, yeah. I run home from Oak Grove as like part of my commute, so you probably did. And I was like,
I think you ran right by us.
Really?
And like you got to the end of the block and I was like, oh, that's Benny Wheat. And then I was like, do I scream, hey, Benny Wheat? And I was like, no, I can't be.
I should keep my eyes more open.
It was so funny. Anyway. All right.
My motion that we adjourn.
Second.
Cool.
I don't even know if we need to vote. Everybody vote. Yes, 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 and yes.
Yes.
Peace out.
All right. See you all maybe on Wednesday.
I'll see you on Wednesday.
Yeah.
Cool. Bye, everybody.
Bye.